in. Today we're going to be doing more VFR flying in the Beechcraft Baron. I'm parked out here at a very cool airport in Lydd. It's a little bit overcast and wet, and probably expecting on the arrival we'll be cruising out 4,000 feet. As long as you're below 5,500 feet today we'll be fine. Heading across Lydd, doing a quick stop over at Shoreham, maybe to get a little bit of fuel, maybe for something else, and then we'll continue on following a series of DMEs similar to what I did in the pipe yesterday. We'll continue on to the exact same airport actually we departed from yesterday, because I wanted to see how the Baron could handle it. As you remember, high up in the hills, steep slopes on either side, and a challenging approach indeed, especially if there's clouds at a low level, and that airport is at Compton Abbas. So I'm looking forward to this. Compton Abbas it is, from Lydd to down to Shoreham. We expect the estimate will be, I put 2 hours 30 minutes, but that's been a bit conservative because realistically we can do this a lot quicker. We can probably do this in an hour and a half, maybe not even that, maybe even an hour. So I'll change that depending on how long it takes. We will using the online network VASIM. Flight plan is filed. We've got our checklist printed out. The handler, we're going to log in now. You ready to see the call sign? Actually, no, you won't be able to see the call sign. So Golf Echo, Golf Tango Hotel today. EGTA or GEGT. Note the Piper P8. So our fantastic plane now. We'll be back in that probably. Obviously in the new week. I want to get back in Citation X again before I forget everything. And of course the Baron is the BE58. If you want to know more about the Baron, go ahead and look on either my channel or the other YouTube channels available, or just do a quick search on the internet and you'll be able to find out about it. Of course, it has a similar kind of aircraft as the Duchess, the DE, or the B. I can't remember call. I think it might be DE 76 or something for the Duchess, but similar kind of layout in the cockpits. So let's go ahead and hop in. We're going to be VFR today, as I say, so we need to be keeping our eye on the weather. And we've done a small walk around. We've just checked a few of the appendages, and of course the grooves in the flaps and the ailerons there. If you're wondering what they're for, by the way, they're for the strength of the material, to strengthen it. I didn't know that. I only just recently found that out. Yeah, so just strengthen the materials. There's a bit of engineering knowledge in there for you. Rudder, of course, tail, all looking very, very nice. And we should really switch the batch on, so let's go ahead and hop in our cockpit. Not really got the best way to hop in, not the quickest. There we go. So yoke's coming off again. Alternate, for some reason always start on when you've got a yoke, I don't know why. Anyway, quick check of the batteries, fuel pumps. Had a little bit of issue prior to launching the flight. Actually, we had an overweight aircraft and we were fully loaded. Let me just show you the iOS. We were fully loaded like this, barely any cargo, and we were really overweight, barely any fuel as well, so there's something going wrong there. If you do have that issue, just reload this weight and balance thing and then do it again, and it should put you in range. We're only slightly overweight today, but we're hoping to burn a good bit of fuel before we get to the runway. Of course, Lydd, down there in the southeast. And we'll continue on, of course, to one of our favourites in the south, Shoreham Airport, 1001 today, so low pressure. For some reason it's already at 998. That's new actually. I didn't have that at 998 my last flight. 1001 was set at standby as well. Unless that's just like an automatic one. Okay, quick walk around. So we check the fuel level's good. All lights coming on. Let's give that a check. What else? We need to check the pitos. Let's just check all these. Let's check the boots as well. You can see the boots expanding on this aircraft. Well, usually I have noticed it is easy to notice it sometimes compared to others, but I have noticed that when you press it, the boots of course expand. I can't see the tail, but I can see the wings. Okay, so what we got navs, strobes, nice rear light there. the situational thing. Nice nav on the right hand side. Very good lighting on the Baron. They've done a pretty impressive job with it. Well, you get a bit too close and the light just goes off. Still very good. Landing lights. Same with the landing lights. You can't really see them at all, to be honest, in the daytime. Only just about see the landing, the taxi light there. And let's just switch it off. Very small change. Okay, back in the cockpit, we're going to do some pre-flight checks. Let's get all those lights. Leave the battery on, we'll get all the lights off, turn the battery off. So, sorry, leave the beacon on, turn all the heats off. And go for the before engine start. So the door's going to be shut. Remember, we've got 5 people on board. Tack time, so how much time have I got in this aircraft? That's one thing I can't find in here. Actually, I cannot find the tachometer. If you know about the tachometer, it would say how many hours the engine has, or how many hours the aircraft has overall. If anyone knows where that is, please let me know. Hubs times, we can't do that. Tack time, we can't do that. Parking brake is set. Passengers are briefed. Gear selectors down. Throttles, props fully forward. Throttles cut off. Mixture closed. Cowl flaps open. Fuel selectors are always on in this aircraft. It would be nice to start with it off, and then it would force you to put it on, but I suppose most people are not going to find it down there. They probably forget about it. Radio master is off. Avionics and things are off as well. Electrical master and heater switches are off. We can't change the heaters. Left side circuit breakers are in, and right side as well. Yeah. Avionics circuit breakers down here. Prop sync on. So it's given us a prop sync early on this checklist. I'm using an actual real world checklist, by the way. So it's interesting to find the prop sync. I've seen real pilots put the prop sync on later, but it says don't turn it off ever. So that's interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to impact the performance if something goes wrong on one engine. Okay, running for the chassis, battery starting, so let's get the alternators and battery master switch on. Bus voltage. Running a little bit low on the battery, about 20, 21, 22, not as good as we wanted. Anti-collision lights, yes. Beacons are on. Oh, it wants anti-collision lights and beacons on. So that's interesting. So in the Baron, again, I've not used a real world checklist. I've just used ones suited for the simulation, but the real one is giving you obviously navigational lights on. So very typical for a big plane, actually, for like especially for the airlines, they do the same thing. So always remember that. Plus, it's a little bit overcast. We probably need them anyway. Gear lights, free green, propellers, high RPM. Okay, let's go for the. Check the temperature first. It's nearly 20 degrees, but it's still considered, I think, still considered a cold start because the engine's not been running. Could be wrong, although it seems pretty warm, to be honest. Hot start. Let's try the hot start on another flight. We'll do the cold one for now. So full rich, fully open on the throttles, and then stick the boost pumps on. Close them throttles. And then open them half an inch. Checking the fuel flow, checking everything else is good. Oil pressure 10 psi, yes. Instrument. Okay, we've done something wrong. Close throttles, close, then half an inch, and then magneto switch starts. Relatively easy. So what we did wrong then, we just didn't okay, why have we got the alternators on? One thing I might just keeping the fuel pumps on because it's pretty warm. And then 900 to 1000 RPM to warm up. So I've been making the mistake of doing it on here, so that's manifold. I don't know why I've been making that mistake. RPM's down here. But I'm just so used to controlling the RPM with the throttles. and then I instinctively think it's up here, if that makes sense. Like, I'd assume to change the RPM it would be the propellers that need changing, not the throttle. Oil pressure, so oil pressure is again good oil pressure, just above 10. We won't run it too high, so there is a rule, I think, not over 1200 RPM, below, I think it's 24 degrees on the oil temp. Red starting, annunciation's gone off. Alternator loads, not bad, they've gone up now. Instruments, air source failure indicator is not available. Using the same procedure to start the other engine, so we've done pretty much at the same time. Fuel pumps though, does it want fuel pumps on high until peak flow? Okay, so we left them on way too long. Doesn't matter, I guess the fuel flow through. It's been parked on the ramp for a long time, for a couple of nights. Okay, pre-taxi, let's go ahead and get some ATC clearance. So we are going VFR, so you don't need to worry about squawking over codes. Let's get the avionics on. Transponder is standby. I'm doing the pre-taxi checks, but we should probably get a clearance before we pre-taxi. I'll do them anyway. Let's check the ATS. We've got the altimeter, transponder 1200, and so I don't know if I'm using. I'm assuming I'm using an American one, but it does say 1200 and standby. So I don't know. We'll do that. We'll try and follow the checklist, even though we're in England. Usually it's 7000 VFR. Let's just leave it on 1200 for now. Standby check, crossfeed, fuel selectors. Interesting there. I've never done this on the flight, so they want me to put crossfeed on the fuel selectors. Again, you wouldn't find this out, you wouldn't know to do this using the standard X-Plane 12 aircraft, especially the checklist, because it doesn't go into this much detail. I'm going to tune into Unicom just in case there's no one in ATC. It looks like there's nobody available, which is good. It's a little bit quieter, I guess. Although Saturday and Sunday, surprised people are not on it. It's usually really busy down here in the south. So we're expected to fly. I think we still are expected actually to fly to Seaford. I'll tune that in nav 1. We'll fly to the Seaford DME, VOR DME, and then we'll continue on to Shoreham, and then of course we'll follow the same route, be the Goodwood to Southampton to Compton Abbas route. So fuel selectors, crossview, taxi lights, that's on the nose, coming on. Oil temperatures, yeah, so not above 24 C for RPM, above 1200. But we're about 950 now. So if you look down here at the let me just show you where the oil temperature, you'll see 0, and then it's in tens, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, etc. We're just about 25 there, I think, 24, 25. So if we just crank just up to about 1000 RPM, not very much, and just let's see the response. So technically we're clear to taxi now. We'll just give them a call out and hope ATC comes available. I hope you're having a great weekend, everybody. It's been just absolutely fantastic to do some GA flying this week. It's been a real reminder that some of the most fun aircraft are indeed propeller aircraft, single piston engines especially. The pipe that I got is royalty in terms of GA. I think it's just absolutely top-notch class software. It's not too much either. If you want to go back and check it out and let me know what you think, it'd be great to have your feedback on it. Give me 1 second, I think it might be this. Okay, so for some reason, the service that I'm using to stream, i.e. YouTube, is allowing me to publicly schedule a stream. Now, usually when you do that, the stream will become available to the public. and it does, because it comes onto the YouTube thing as, you know, starting soon, etc. But then when I've been going onto the streams, the settings have been getting changed, so it's been a closed stream, and that will explain why obviously nobody can access it. We've only been on 15 minutes, but that is pretty bad actually of YouTube to do that. I'm not sure why they would change it. I mean, you can't publish a stream and plan a stream ahead so everyone knows about it unless it's, you know, and put it out publicly and then have the settings change. Anyway, I won't go on about it. It's a very strange coincidence. If you've had that issue, again, more insight would be fantastic. 15 minutes in is not bad, so you've still got a chance to join in now anyway. 4,000 feet. Let's just get our flight plan actually filed, and we'll get going. Yes, I'll have to keep an eye on that in the future. I'm gonna have to make. I think maybe when I'm starting the thing, I'm not. I don't know. So flight plan. We're just gonna make it easier. We're just gonna put the final destination in. Echo Golf. Hotel Alpha. Compton Abbas, and then that way we can just navigate how we want. We know where we're flying. We're flying to the Seaford. So navigation 1, as you can see, GPS navigation 1 is already selected. Yeah, apologies about that stream thing. It feels pretty silly now thinking about it, but never had any problems with it before. I'd usually can start the stream successfully, and it works. Let's get going. Clear on the left, we're parked right back here. I think we've had maintenance at the Baron. Maximum 1200 RPM. I like to keep it nice and low anyway when we're taxiing. We're well above 30 now. I think we're alright. We'll be alright. Okay. Nice slow taxi. We're going to be taxiing a bit slower today because it's wet. Still VFR, but wet. Careful we don't scratch that BMW. And one thing actually I keep forgetting to do is use the AVI tab. So we have got this up here. I've been using it for charts and things, and it does provide good resources. So Echo Golf Mike Delta, and we want the airport chart. Aerodrome, we sort of taxi out here onto the taxiway parking. We want to find the active runway. Let's just pull that parking brake down. So flight plan is giving us runway 21, and then we'll be arriving at 08. So that's great. So 21 departure. There's runway 21. It looks like it's going to be. Looks like we're way back here actually in the. Yeah, just way back there in the hangars. Bravo, we taxi down Bravo and then Alpha. Yeah, Bravo and Alpha to runway 21. Radio set. One second, everybody. Nice collaboration there. They pushed the start button. Lydd traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel is taxiing to runway 21 via Bravo and Alpha. Would be nice to come back. We'd do a finish at Lydd one day as well. Let's get taxiing. People complaining about Heathrow not having ATC all day today. I mean, it is surprising, like, the whole of England. You think someone would be on doing ATC somewhere. I mean, it's raining outside, it's not like... I mean, it's raining in the north, not much to do. We're going down Bravo here, we're going down the right way. Yes, it's a good day to stay on the flight sim. No, we're going down the wrong ones, but we'll take the next left. We were kind of right, we just looked at the wrong spot on parking. Nice slow taxi. Got people arguing in the chat, this is interesting. So I prefer beyond ATC, please shut up. Don't speak here. Absolutely bizarre. We're going to keep our eye out, we don't want to keep reading chat. You notice the view's a little bit different, I want to keep it slightly, because this is alright, you can see the nose of the aircraft just about. Got one sign out of place there, if Austin wants to fix that. Yes, you're just about to see the nose, but I think today we'll go just a little bit higher up, we'll make out we're tall. Clear left, clear right. It's quite a nice day it is to get on the sim, get back in the Baron. Definitely coming back, and if you want to see me, like, I don't want to get the Dutch S because obviously I got the Baron and I love it. It's included free with the game. So that Dutch S, you know, tempting just because of the extra features, but I think if you get the reality expansion for this, it will also provide the same features. So it will provide that spark plug fouling and, you know, more realistic performance. I've been debating it, to be honest, over the last day or two. Right, quick brake check. There's the windsock. So when we do our engine check, we're going to spin round, we're going to face into the wind. There's the run-up point. Lydd's got a nice run-up point, it seems. So let me just show you external. Actually, no, I won't show you externally, but the way the taxiway is designed here is a bit wider and a bit sort of fatter at this point because of the aircraft allowed to spin round, etc. into the wind. Let's do that. There's the wind. So yeah, it just gives us an area to run up. Technically, we're in a good place to do it. So I got the profit chart list in front of me, so let's do the engine run up. So parking brake is set. Fuel selectors, no crossfeed anymore, so let's put them on. Very hard to see. I need to make it, if I need to make a quick view, just reminding myself, quick view down there so we can see that fuel selectors. Fuel boost says off. It says off low if outside air temperature is above 32. Well, we're not above 32, so let's kick them on. Engine instruments, pretty normal up to now. Ball's been moving about nice and well. Flight instruments. Engine instruments, flight instruments, mixtures, fully rich. We didn't lane it then when we taxi, but you probably should. Oh, then again, just a high RPM will stop the engine fouling. I'm so used to keeping it in the back of my mind. Load meters, absolutely fine down there on the loads. We've got big loads, 25, about 28 in the amp meter. Throttles. Right, so I'm doing this a little bit wrong, everybody. Give me a sec. So it's telling me to put throttles 1500 RPM. And then propellers to 1700 RPM. I don't know how that's possible. Throttles Right, I think the checklist is throttle's 1500, and then you can't really change. Okay, check, further check, let's do that. Quick further check. Nice and smooth there. And then 1700 RPM. So yeah, on the other checklist we were doing it does it in a slightly like different order. I think that's what's throwing me off, but it all works. It all is for the BE 58 Beech Baron. Normal procedures, by the way. I don't think there's any emergency on this. Check magnetos, so we do one engine at a time. We do right first. Not too bad actually on that. We just have the drop in fuel flow. The RPM and everything's pretty stable. You can have a max of you can have quite a lot actually on the max. Max drop. There's one. Do set the left engine. Same thing on there, pretty slow on the drop. Yeah, between 250 RPM check amps 1 and 2, which I did. Alternators, check left and right. Let's do that. Fully functional. Tito heats on 20 degrees, but we'll do the checklist properly. Now once just about 2200 RPM, this is where it starts to get familiar again. So let's hold the brakes. About 2200 RPM there. And now we're doing another strange, we're doing another propeller check here. Exercise the props for 200 RPM drop. Looks pretty good. 200 RPM drop. Throttles idle. Let's close the throttles. And then back up to 1000. So this is definitely a more comprehensive checklist, there's no doubt about it. They were basically idling just below, there's a little bit below 900 there on the RPM. Absolutely incredible. Back up to 1000, C checklist with autopilot, electric chim, flight controls, free and correct. Ailerons, elevators, and of course flaps. We should check that one on the ground, but we check them now. Symmetrical deployment. Trim set for takeoff. Don't need flaps actually. I was going to say we need flaps. I don't want to take them. Ice protection systems. Don't need them either. Avionics, doors, windows, parking brakes. Alright, let's get, we've got another checklist to go through before takeoff, but we'll do that when we're on the runway. So as you can see, doing the actual procedures properly takes time, and it's, so if you watched the Piper video yesterday, I explained that it was a single engine aircraft, but a complex single engine aircraft. The same goes with the Baron. This is a complex multi-piston engine aircraft, and as such it's going to take longer to do them checks. If you're somebody who's fluent, who flies this on a regular basis, you're probably not going to find it as difficult, but if you're new to it and you're going through the checklist, it can feel a bit overwhelming. So my suggestion is just simply not bother with a checklist, because X-Plane 12 is pretty user friendly in that sense. You can learn enough to get the engine started and things, and then figure the rest out on your own. Right. So we're going to line up. Lydd traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel is lining up for departure runway 21. I guess I saw someone else in the south there on the GA plane. I saw someone down here. Ah, there he is. Maybe he's from Shoreham, so we might have somebody there when we land. That'd be nice. Bit of a turnout there as well, probably for a big aircraft. It looks like an airport that can handle commercial aviation as well. So we're going to do backtrack. We're going to line up and hold, and then we'll do the before takeoff checklist. Taxi lights. We should really have the strobes on. Actually, that's one thing I didn't see on the list. Unless the anti-collision lights. I've always assumed they're the navigation lights, but maybe it meant the strobes as well. The font on the checklist is quite small, so I have to get a proper, like, clear checklist to be able to see things properly. Anti-collision lights should have been on. We'll stick the strobes on because we know what the general rules are before getting onto the runway. There we go. Now we're going to hold up right at the end here, just in case we have to clear it. Okay, before takeoff checklist, so we've determined the type of takeoff. We'll go for the best rate of climb, and then we'll go for the best angle of climb, and then we'll go for the best rate of climb. So we're looking about, I can't remember the speeds in this aircraft for some reason, about 100, 105 I think we're aiming for. Airspeeds, yes, we figured that out. Pre-takeoff checks, fuel boosts are on. Beacons on, navigation lights, strobe lights, landing lights, transponder. So turn it to test and turn it to altitude. It doesn't pop back into place actually. Sounds are still there, but they're not as good as that Piper. Transponder mixtures, so we should have full rich and fully forward on departure. Cowl flaps should be open. Ice protection, cabin door secured, air conditioners off because we can't use it. Takeoff time. Let's do the takeoff time. So we can do it down there. There we go. So takeoff time has been noted as 22, about 2:45 in the afternoon GMT time. Reset heading, and then climb between. Okay, we can do this. It's time for departure. Lydd traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel departing runway 21 to the east. To the west that should be, no mistake. The Baron comes alive, airspeed alive now, 40 knots. Cross check. There's no cross check in this aircraft, so we're alright. And there's the speed already, 80 rotate. Wow, what a smooth takeoff that was. Gear up, positive rate climb, gear up. Nice climb out there, about 100. Looks like just about below 100 there. Absolutely brilliant that was. There's also some strange scenery here. I don't know what this is, but it looks like remnants of a massive mine or something. Now we're at about 700 feet. We're going to pitch down a little bit. We're going to climb about 120. So you want to reduce that prop. We're going to reduce it pretty early because we're only going up to 4,000 feet. About 2,500 on the prop. Power's just fully forward still, which is I suspected. Gear is up. Trim is set. Cowl flaps. Yaw damper coming on. So this is good checklist. This everybody actually includes the yaw damper. Yaw damper's coming on. Fuel boosts off. Cowl flaps closed on takeoff and departure. Climbing. Interesting. Fuel flow monitor, of course. Well, we've got a good fuel flow, and I don't think it's going to be an issue within this kind of weather, to be honest. Let's take our turn to the west. Nice steep turn there. So we're probably climbing at the exact rate that we need to be climbing right now. The exact speed, at least. Landing light, taxi lights off, and heading indicator we're going to be following the navigation one today, which will take us to the Seaford VOR DME. When we get there, we'll be landing at Golf Kilo Alpha, sorry, for Shoreham Airport, where we'll refuel and get a sandwich, etc. And you'll notice this one does have a DME. It'll tell you how far from the DME, just like the Piper will. So 30 nautical miles. That's really, really handy. We're going to keep it on N1 for now, for navigation 1, and we will tune after Kilo Alpha. We'll tune for the other VOR DME, which has slipped my mind right now. The Goodwood VOR DME, and we'll tune that in. I won't use nav 2. I'll just put it entirely into navigation 1. Clear the nose area, it's looking good. Baron is when you jump back into a single engine aircraft and you jump back in the Baron, you realise just how efficient and steady it is, especially on departure. That we didn't need much input on the rudder. You know, it's pretty much straight down the runway, and then all we have to do is pull back a little bit. There's 4,000 feet. Let's level off. Let's just reduce. I'm going to reduce it to about 2,300 today. We're only going for a cruise, economy cruise, I think it's called. I think we need to reduce the prop as well to about 2,300. Maybe about there. Anyway, power prop is set, trim is set, fuel boosts off, cowl flaps closed, heading indicator's been checked. We're following the DME waypoint header, which is the yellow line. There's our speed, distance and minutes to get there, about 10 minutes to the Seaford DME. But we'll be a lot quicker than that at this speed though. Ice protection, we've got pitot heat on just in case, although we're kind of pushing 15. Ice drop now, it's dropped to about 10 degrees, but we are pushing temperature wise quite warm. And yes, there's even a power settings thing in this list as well, which is fantastic. So we're at like 4,000 feet, so we could, you know, 2,300 RPM, which is what we set. We've reduced the manifold pressure, but I don't really know what the proper setting is. We just reduced it to about the same, 2,300, but then it's saying. Okay, I think some of the checklists got cut off. I think it's saying 23 on the gallons per hour as well, so we're about that on gallons per hour. Let's reduce it. Just ever so slightly. Hello, finders. Cheers. Sunday's going pretty well, actually. It's just been non-stop General Aviation this weekend for me. Absolutely loving it. Hope yours is going well. Hope everyone else is as well. Apologies if you haven't been able to get my streams. Today we had the same issue. I started streaming, and the stream wasn't even available to the public. And you know, usually when I pre-schedule something it is, but for some reason it's been hidden when I start. The maximum altitude, I think, for this, I looked on the VFR charts yesterday, and it's saying 5,500 feet. Is that this particular stretch of England from Lydd to Shoreham is 5,500 feet maximum, and that's when London Control starts to get involved. So we won't go above 5,500 for the entire flight for this sector, and then obviously from Shoreham to Compton Abbas, we'll probably go a little bit higher when we get out of London airspace. As you can see, the time and the speed is a lot quicker than people think. So we're going to do the in-range checklist because we're going to end up landing pretty quickly, I think. Just double check the map. I don't like using this, it takes the realism out of it a little bit, but we're going to check the map for the active runway anyway. So, yeah, runway 20, brilliant. We set our altimeter, ice protection, still got pitos, cow flaps, no need cow flaps until we descend. Rich mixture, I'm going to keep the rich mixture rich anyway. I think above 3,000 you're supposed to lean it, but usually it's not a problem on this. It won't be too, it won't affect it like it would a real plane. Engine temperatures have been monitored and checked, everything's looking pretty good, T's and P's, etc. Fuel selectors have been on the entire time. Fuel boosts off, landing lights. Well, we won't do the landing lights till we're a little bit closer. There's a Seaford DME. So SFD is Seaford, and there's EGKA. So I'm going to start circling around for the right and left hand downwind runway 20. We're going to start descending now. Descend down to about 2,000 feet. And in fact, I will state landing lights to take select on. Seatbelts are secured. I'm going to open the cow flaps. I don't know. It drops. They always drops the temperature too much. And then we got before platting entry checklist, of course, which we'll do soon. And that's just approach speed on final, probably about 95 to 100. It's a pretty big runway, and then flap settings will be full. Only go a bit down, lots memories, yeah, just the standard gumps checks. You see how fast we're going. Actually, the the temperature makes all the difference in the Baron. Look how fast we're going, and we got barely any RPM or manifold pressure, and we're descending. You know, picking up quite a lot of speed. There's the airport probably somewhere down there. It is. It absolutely is beautiful. I've been flying in south of England a lot lately. There's some absolutely incredible airports. Shoreham Airport is one. Lydd is another. You know, Compton Abbas is also fantastic. It's just a mixture find us. It really is. Of course, I don't want to neglect the north. I did a long flight to Blackpool from Shoreham the other day in the Piper, and that took, you know, a good 2.5 hours, but it was good fun. Keep the manifold pressure up. There's a lot of shaking about. We'll level off about to 1,900 to 2,000 feet. Yeah, that rudder thing's all over again. Did fix the issue, but it seems to have returned. Where in the world are we today? Well, nowhere too interesting, to be honest, just the south of England. Lydd and Shoreham, new to me. They are beautiful airports. Shoreham in particular, Brighton, is obviously for Brighton City, one of the most popular beach seasides in England, probably. We are imminent to join in circuits. Let's do our checklist. We need to reduce our power. Mixture's full rich. Propellers fully forward. Bring that manifold pressure back to about 1500. Reduce the speed as we start descending down. As soon as we got sight, there's the runways or the airports somewhere there. Yeah, Seaford, and then down. So we're going to be joining base leg to final. This is going to be interesting. One notch of flaps. We don't need this on until we take off for the next airport. Shoreham traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel is 2,000 feet. I'll be joining the left base leg for runway 20. Right, there's that condition we want. We're supposed to be VFR, so we're supposed to see the ground at all times. So we're going to descend down, although my memory serves correct. There's a lot of hills around Shoreham Airport. I'm just going to circle out a little bit more as well. As you can see, the airport is just there off to the side. We'll descend down to an absolute minimum, I say, is about 1,600 feet for now, just to push through these clouds. Very easy, as you can see, to get disorientated. We're supposed to be visual today, but this is what you call IMC conditions or IFR conditions. Just about see the ground below, we're alright. All about 1,600 feet. Wait for the speed to stabilise. That'd be great if ATC was on live, wouldn't it? Maybe because this is a situation where they'd need to help us, they'd need to vector us out of this weather. Or out of the clouds at least. Right, we've accidentally descended down to 1,500, but we've got a better view of the ground this way. Q&H. Let's get the Q&H before we crash. Still the same, 1,000 about, 1,000. It really is impossible to do much this kind of weather. Yeah, slightly lower, we descend obviously a little bit more, we just push through that cloud layer. Right, down with base leg checks, because that's right in city, which means the airport will be pretty close to us. Flap set to 1, counter flaps you don't need. Mixture's fully rich, props fully forward. Gear coming down. Yeah, so when we, in fact, when we depart back to on the next sector, the next leg to the final destination, Compton Abbas, we're going to, I said 4,000 feet, but maybe just slightly lower to avoid those clouds, or higher, depends what's going on there, the the weather-wise. So gear down, flaps down, we're pretty much ready to land. We're not, the runway's not going to be ahead of us, it's going to be off to the left somewhere, it's going to be right at the seaside. I think that's the airport over there. Yeah, so these little hills here look slightly familiar, so you wouldn't be this low typically when you come into Shoreham Airport, just because it's quite a high approach. As you can see, we're needing a lot of power to maintain our speed at the moment. I'm going to give them a call. There's nobody online really at the moment to ATC us. There's Gatwick Airport, but they're not going to do anything for us. You can hear that beeping, I think. The DME or whatever it is kicking off in the background. We don't need the ADF, although actually that ADF is for Shoreham Airport, so that's quite handy actually. That's pointed off to the airport. Shoreham Airport traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel. I'm going to be turning final for runway 20 in a minute. Really got to keep my eye out here for this. If I'd known it was going to be these kind of conditions, I probably would have filed an IFR flight then. Slight early turn onto final. Probably not even on final, not even going the right bloody way. So we're a little bit early on final there, it's not too bad. Just a little bit early on the turn. You wouldn't typically do this actually. I've done it really early on the game flaps because I haven't been able to see anything, but you wouldn't do it till you were a little bit closer. We did it probably back here, which is I guess that's acceptable. Get it down nice and early, don't forget, but it still leaves you open to issues. You can see minimal visibility of the runway on this approach. We have the runway there, but in general not very good. Right. Start to reduce our speed now. We're aiming for about 110. And we probably touch down, just because we're a little bit heavier, we'll touch down about 100. 95 to 100, I think. There's the runway. Full flaps. Two white, two red. Means you're on track. Two red. So 3 red or 3 white. 3 red is too low, 3 white is too high. The rear gear went down smooth, just slammed that nose down a little bit. Alright, brakes applied, slowing down nice and quickly. And we'll take the first exit. Flaps up, cowl flaps open. Taxi lights as required, we'll turn the landing lights off. Nice screech off the runway there. Yeah, landing lights off, strobes came off. Stand by on the transponder. Ice protection, probably don't need pitot heat on the ground. I don't think this is the taxiway, everybody. We took the taxiway off, but the taxiway's like over here. Shoreham Airport, eh? A lot of grass and concrete runways. There we go. Working brakes set, taxi lights off. Landing engine shut down, props about 1000 RPM. Avionics master switch off. Well, we're not doing it, we're not really doing an engine shutdown. Well, we are and we aren't, we're doing a temporary engine shutdown. Navigation panel light switches off, magnetos, mixtures. Right, we'll do that. We'll leave the window open, crack the door to get a drink. Magnetos off. Vent window, we'll leave it open. Battery master alternators off. Alright, we'll do that. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Look at that parking though. And I'll let you watch the replay in the meantime. However long it takes the replay to play through, and then I'll be back. Don't worry, I think this is normal, it just lags when you get the replay mode, so there we go. Enjoy that, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Well, that wasn't as smooth as I thought it was. Look, it looks pretty good, but oh well. We're back anyway. We're back. Here we are back as well. We're gonna hop back in. This is gonna be a pretty quick start. We did the full chat list on the initial takeoff and things, but I think doing the whole thing again is gonna take too long. So we can skim it. I guess we're doing a hot start because the engine's been running. Let's just do it properly anyway. We'll get the door shut. We've had a nice refreshment, an ice cream, quite expensive down here in the south of England. Stream's going well. How long have we streamed? About an hour now, so not bad. Not bad at all. We're going to be continuing on to find a destination, Compton Abbas. And you think this airport's challenging, you think the airports around are challenging, and then you come into Compton Abbas and you realise it's even worse. It's high up on a hill. It has a steep approach. Let's get through again. Open an inch. You'll be used to be clear on and then off. Throttles 1000, magnetos. Okay, what have we done wrong? What have we done wrong? We got no power there. Not paused, is it? Reconnect that's him. Just disconnect you, as you're probably aware, it disconnects you when you go onto replay mode. So what are we doing wrong? Full throttles, boost pumps, batteries. That's what it is. That would help if we turn the battery on, wouldn't it? And same for the right engine. Okay, clear prop 6. So you notice the sounds are pretty quiet actually in this cockpit, even with a window open. Yeah, pretty quiet compared to the Piper. It's almost like they got the headphone mic. Well, of course you can't put headphones on. We just assume they're on. Anyway, so engine started. Amp procedures, oil pressure, amps. So everything's good because it's a hot start. As I say, we've been running the engine, so we don't really need to be concerned about it too much. You know, we're already running at over 1200 RPM. We reduced it a little bit anyway. Alternator should have been on. Mixtures, amp meters, check. Do one at a time. Slightly different. They're running slightly lower. We'll wait for them to charge up. Avionics coming back on. Environmentals, ATIS information, altimeter. We haven't got ATIS information, so all we got is altimeter, so 1000. Now we can set it when we're on the ground. I'm going to recalibrate my controls. That's one thing I can do in the meantime. So calibrate, and you'll see maybe this will or maybe this won't help with the rudder shake. Altimeter set, transponder 1200 in standby. On standby the whole time, wasn't it? Oil temps, yeah, we're doing good on oil temps and pressures. We're pretty much in a hot engine aircraft. Brakes, test. Brakes are all good. Navigation lights should be on. Anti-collision lights on. Yep. Pre-takeoff chat list. So we're pretty much ready to go. We can just stick our text lights. So the same runway we took off on 20. I think I'll take off on the grass today. We're gonna take off a little bit of short runway, just give ourselves a little bit of a challenge. So we go back this way and then we'll taxi down Lima to just 20 left. Shoreham traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel, taxiing Alpha and Lima to runway 20 left. Wonder where that other fellow went. We saw, actually, just quick check, we saw somebody earlier flying over the water. Maybe he went to France or something, but he was down there. Oh, there he is. No, that's a different one. There is GA aircraft here, as you can see, they're online, but not as many in the real world. Like, typically, well, I don't see many in the north, but then I'll see them over in the north, not the north, the west, so southwest. PJs are coming back on again. Just because that cloud layer we're going to push through on departure, so we want to make sure we got plenty of heat to it. Gone past it, Lima. So we have gone past it, so we'll have to backtrack down runway 20. I see, because there was grass taxiway, that's why we missed it. Oh well. Taxi and backtrack. Strobes, come on. Trim wheel in the neutral position. And there's the runway we want. So we're going to hold just short of it. Just here, and we're going to do our run up again. Just there, and we'll put the parking brakes on. Okay, we'll do the run up properly. We'll do it again properly, just so everyone can see it again for the second time. It's something you have to do anyway when you fly a plane. So fuel boosts. Instruments check, your flow is good. Mixtures rich. 1500 RPM. Okay, the loaders and loads down here are picking up, so that's good. They were a bit low before, running too low, so it would have been not good for the avionics or electrical systems, of course. Magnetos, 1500, instruments check, air pressure check, suction gauge is good. Feather the props. That's a pass. and 1700 RPM. And we check the magnetos. Not much change there. So everything's working on the props, it seems. We do have to check the alternator and amps. Yeah, one off, one up. Brilliant. They're functioning as expected. 2200 RPM. A little bit more now. A bit more power to get the test done. About there. And now we're going to exercise the props again. 200 RPM drop, usually to the detent, to the red line, to the white line above the red box. About there. Okay, idle, we're going to check for rough running of the engines. They're actually doing pretty good today because it's warm. And then back up to 1000 RPM. Trim is set. Flight controls. Again, for incorrect. And elevators. Avionics on. Doors are secured. Parking brake is off. Before takeoff checklist. Okay, we've done that. We determined the speeds. We've got the pre-takeoff instruments, boosts on. Anti-collision on, landing lights on, transponder test, and then set. Squawk and altitude required on the mixtures full rich, autopilot, yaw dampers off for the meantime, cowl flaps open, cabin door secured, air conditioner, and takeoff time record. So we record what we've got on the takeoff time, same 40 minutes there. About 3:30 GMT time, not bad. Should have stopped that timer actually when we were parked up. Shoreham traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel. VFR departures to the west, so departing runway 20. We're going straight back up to 4,000 feet. Nice and steady there with the Baron, not drifting off to the side too much. And rotate. Seems even more controllable when it's on a grass runway, so positive rate, gear up. And one thing we haven't done actually is we haven't tuned the Goodwood DME, but I think we can probably find our way there. We could always just use the map as well. We want the Goodwood. For some reason we've got what looks like a 737 just spawned in at Shoreham Airport. So there's the Goodwood. Let's tune that, and then we'll tune Southampton to Nav 2. So let's follow that in the meantime. And as you can see, that'll give us the distance from Nav 1 and from Nav 2. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, climb checklist. We're going to just pitch down slightly. Remember, we're going to be hitting through a rough layer of cloud in a second, so we want to reduce that propeller in the climb. 2500 RPM. Power can remain on full. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. We shouldn't be flying through the clouds deliberately on a VFR flight, just remember that. Trim, fuel boosts. We fly the aircraft first, don't want to crash. Yeah, we'll be through that cloud in a second. The Baron's a pretty fast one. 2500 flaps, retracted airspeeds calculated. Yaw damper on. Oh, it's been on the whole time. That's not good. Cowl flaps closed. There we go. Just broke for that cloud layer in the end. Landing takes lights off. Heading indicators check. Wrong course. Well, we are technically breaking the rules. VFR, but we can't see the ground, so hopefully the clouds will clear up. Technically we're IMC rated, we're IFR rated, so we're absolutely fine to fly through it, but when we fire the flight plan for VFR, you shouldn't really do it. Yay, we can see the ground again, thank goodness for that. Okay, 4,000 feet's coming up, let's get ready to cruise the altitude. So we're going to reduce the thrust settings again, the power settings to about 2300 and RPM on the manifold, and the propellers, the same as we were on the first sector, on the first stretch. There we go, there's 4,000. Reducing that propeller. Reducing that manifold pressure. Don't need fuel boost on. Cowl flaps have been closed, heading and ice protection. Pitot heat was already on. Temperature has in fact dropped yet again to 10 degrees. And just ever so slightly lean. Ever so slightly lean in that mixture.
Crossing over Auckland and flight level 606,000 feet. Rockshaw 1 hotel arrival ILS 27 left for report for establishment.
Okay, there's the Goodwood. We don't want to keep going to Goodwood. We're only within 6 nautical miles. Let's tune to navigation 2 now. So N2 on there, and we'll tune nav 2 on that as well. So that's going to take us all the way now to Southampton DME. tell you what, the honeycomb yoke is great, but it's some reason has, I don't know if it's the yoke. I don't think it's the yoke. I mean, it could be. I had the same issue with my Xbox controller, but it just like the aircraft just tend to turn off to the left and drift off to the left, even with the controls in neutral. So you're always constantly having to put a little bit right aileron on in there, just to lift the left wing up. I think that's just because of the yaw to the left, but it's not too bad on a 737. It's usually just the propeller aircraft. Absolutely nobody on ATC. I kind of get fed up with filing a flight plan and then coming on and then finding nobody online. If you ever do that, it can be a little bit frustrating. Like, there'll be pilots online, no doubt. There's always pilots online, but there's hardly any ATC. Okay, I'm going to just make this slightly easy for myself. I've been flying hand flown, but let's stick the autopilot on. That's what it's there for. Navigation, altitude, autopilot. Now that should follow the nav2 directional DME, 22 nautical miles. When we get a bit closer, let's turn the ADF off. When we get a bit closer, we can have a look at perhaps an NDB or something like that for the other airport. I don't know what's in the area. Compton Abbas, yes. Grass runways, you'll see that it's a great airport. I didn't even know about it until recently. So no charts there other than circuit joining. Let's check that. General Aviation aircraft join 1800 feet. Okay, that's fine. So 1800 feet circuit heights. You can see the airport's pretty high up actually. 26. We want normal air approach at runway 8. Yeah, so it's on the top of a hill. So obviously they're going to have the lift and things and other factors to take into account. I don't know how we're going to do this. We're probably going to be straight in. I don't think there's any need to come in at a circuit. We're going to get down to 1800 feet for final, let's say, or maybe 1500 feet somewhere out here for final. Okay, that's cool. And hopefully they've got, yeah, aerodrome charts. You can see it. Yes, it's very steep. Grass runways there. We'll come in. HSI. Public footpath routed through centre of runway. That's interesting, isn't it? So people can actually walk across the runway. Blimey. 800 feet in the air. This has got to be the highest airport in England. No reference there for like a DME or anything like that. Absolutely nothing. We'll leave the map open though. I'll check it on the thing we got here, although we can probably select on procedures and then arrival. Yeah, nothing there. Absolutely nothing there, so we're kind of bare bones in it today. There's the SAM VOR DME, and then we'll just hand fly it. I'm gonna look where that aircraft is. I wanna see, that can't be a Boeing at Shoreham Airport. To be fair, I have a question as well. Anyone who watches this regularly, I mean, it's pretty obvious from the views and things that people are more interested in jets. Although there's a lot plenty of GA aircraft and proper propeller aircraft on YouTube with a lot of views. So, like, what's your preference? You into the jets more, or you into the propeller aircraft? Personally, I don't mind big jets, but I like the little ones more, and I prefer the GA propeller aircraft a little bit more as well. In fact, that aircraft that's Shoreham that we were just at is a C700, which is a small jet. So very cool. We could have seen a little private jet there taking off. The C700 is the citation longitude, so I'm not even sure how he's using that on, unless on the VAT sim, unless he's I don't know, perhaps using Microsoft instead, and we're just sharing the same VAT sim network, which is also possible. Okay, we're literally turning direct to the DME. We're only 1.6 nautical miles, so if you keep it on there, it's just going to circle around it. So we're going to switch this to GPS now, and that's going to take us all the way to the airport. Thank goodness this has a autopilot as well, and the 530 down here is absolutely brilliant. The 530/550, I can't remember the exact model, but oh, there it is. 530, this is the one I prefer over the 1000. It's a lot better. Yeah, so that one down there, that citation longitude, that's pretty cool. And our airport, where is our airport? Our airport's there, see, it's not even a proper airport, it's that small. You're going to see how challenging it is to actually land there. It's a good thing we can see as well. Let's set our heading. Let's get a little bit prepared for landing. So 0. Oh, hang on, 08. I thought we were going to be going straight in. 08's the other one. So my mistake. We are in fact going to have to join that circuit at 1800 feet, and we'll just go right and downward. That's going to be a little bit of pain actually. So 08. The heading. Was that the course is already set? Okay, so saying I thought it was a citation longitude. It's, I think for X-Plane 12 it's a CRJ 700. I have no idea what it is. It could be one of the both. One of them. Surprised he's taken off in either of those, to be honest. Shoreham's not exactly a long runway. That's going to be interesting. Let's see on the map. Is that guy going to get out in that jet? Seems like he's doing his run up as well. Oh wow, I didn't even realize. Well, that's why we took off so smoothly. So we've had a 14 knot headwind. That's interesting. Like when we took off, it didn't feel like we had a 14 knot headwind. And over there now, it's saying 15 knots. So that would explain A, why it was so smooth. B, why we could pick up speed so quick. Etc, etc. And then we got GA aircraft there as well. It's a shame we've missed these planes, to be honest. So hope he clears the runway before that other little one arrives, if he's coming down to Shoreham. Yeah, 15 knots. Not bad though for the takeoff. I think our maximum is something like 22. Something like 22 maximum crosswind. And down here it's 11 or 12, so still a challenge. heli should be ahead of us off to our centre. There he goes. Using the entire length of the runway. So as you can see, the difference, the Baron's obviously multi-piston. It's pretty obvious he's got two engines on the side of it, you can see. But it's pretty obvious that it's like the speed diff. That's why I got the Piper, because the speed is incredible on it. And you can go this fast in a you probably get this fast in a Piper if you really wanted to. You can see on the airspeed indicator in the Piper that is rated up to about 200. It's a rated up to about 180 as well, and 200. Same as the Baron. I don't know if you'd be able to do that in the Piper, but it's there on the airspeed indicator, and the it looks similar to that one as well. So again, that's why I went for it. It's a little bit of an easy. It's still a complex aircraft, but it's still an easier workload than the multi-piston. You save yourself a lot of problems with the rudder as well if it's an engine failure. I'm going to start preparing now. We're only 2 minutes out, so we're going to be able to see that airport soon actually. Check on the map. Yeah, we've got a chopper down there somewhere. I don't know where it was. Can't see it, but it's down there. And other planes there in the sky, of course, zooming by. So we're going to probably go left downwind. So we're going to slow down. Let's get the autopilot disconnected. And we're going to start to descend down to 1800 feet. Mixture's coming back to rich. altimeter sort of set. We check what it's giving us. It's still giving us this 999, so it's pretty low pressure today. Considerably lower than I thought it would be. Rare you get into 900s on the pressure readings. Anyway, go back to the checklist. We're sort of doing our before in range, before downwind checklist. Cow flaps, rich mixtures. We don't need cow flaps. Mixtures monitor, engine temperatures monitor, fuel selectors. Yeah, both on the entire flight. Fuel boost off, landing lights, and takes lights on. Seatbelts fastened and secure. So approach before landing. We're going to join downwind. Let's just make sure we can see the runway before we do so. You can see all these hills here make this a really sort of cool place to fly out to in summer and things. I don't really know what the proper name of it is. Not quite as far as the Cotswolds, I don't think. Not somewhere up there, Cotswolds. Should be able to see it on the left hand side. Moving a bit closer. Now it is grass runway, so it's going to be very hard to spot it, I think, as it blends into everything else. And there's about 1800 feet, descending way too quick. There we go. Still not, the rudder's still not sorted itself out. Even after I calibrated it, it's still doing that. Like sometimes it'll be fine, sometimes it won't. Like the aircraft is a bit all over the place in general. Anyway, let's get one notch of flaps down. Let's do a downwind checks. Full props, full mixture. Fuel's pretty low. We probably won't do a go around. Gear's coming down. Usually only we can see the runway, but can't see anywhere. Can't see anything. Descend down ever so slightly. We don't want to go too low. It's kind of breaking the rule a little bit. Your damper should come off as well. We are downwind though. Somewhere it is somewhere over there. We're going to make a best guess on turn. We're going to use the map as well. Let's assume that we can see it, unless I'm completely blind and we're over it. Apologies about the pitch and the altitude, everybody. The aircraft does seem a little bit harder to control here. Wind's pretty good though, not got too much of a crosswind coming up. Compton Abbas traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel. Gonna be turned into right base runway 08. Let's go ahead and make that turn. Can just start to descend at this point anyway, so 1500 feet was absolutely fine in terms of altitude. It'd be really, really handy if they had some kind of NDB available. Classic VFR navigation. Okay, can we see it? Can we see the runway? Usually on the top of a hill. Can't see anything just yet. Make that turn onto final. We're just a little bit late on that turn. Keep that turn there and then a bit of a steep bank. I think it's on top of this little stretch of hill. or this one. Impossible to see it. Let's do full flaps. We're just gonna make a best guess. We use a map. Somewhere there, hidden in the valley, is an airport. Remember, it's 800 feet, so we're about 300 feet off the ground at the moment. If we do see the runway, we may just go around and try it again, because I think we're going to miss it. Oh, there it is. There's the runway. I got it in sight. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. 200 feet. We are too low when coming in. Way too off course, but we're alright. Reduce that speed down. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy landing just because it's a grass runway. There it is. And keep it steady. Keep it. Just try and keep it in the centre. A little bit off. Shit. Excuse me. We're going to have to go around everybody, but we found the airport. We found the airport. Positive rate climb. Flaps coming up. So thank goodness that we have just. It is very, very hard to see that from the distance, but at least we found it in the end. Flaps coming back up. We're going to go back up to 1800 feet for the downwind. I'm going to join downwind. Left hand downwind this time. Keep the circuit nice and tight. Make sure we don't spool out either. Okay. Is he coming off? About 1800 feet. And we won't reduce the manifold pressure, sorry, the RPM. Propellers will just reduce the manifold to maintain that speed. Back to 1 notch of flaps for downwind. Landing lights already on. We'll probably stick the gear down in a second as well. As you can see, steep turns there. Trying to keep myself on course. Okay, there's the airport. We got a much better view of it now. Compton Abbas traffic, Golf Echo Golf Tango Hotel is left downwind, runway 08. Alright, let's get down to the ground a little bit. We're going to make this time. This is going to be a good landing, everybody. Can feel it. Baron's got the power as well. There we go, just start that ever so slight descent and slow down because it's a shorter grass field at the moment. This is base leg. Try and extend hopefully the downwind, just making the turn a little bit not as steep, so we get a longer final, sorry. So 120, reduce that speed a little bit more. There we go. Full flaps. Gear down. Did the gear come down? Didn't come down and downwind, did it? Strange. Didn't even get a warning. There's the runway. And round to final. We've done it. I did overshoot it just ever so slightly, but I think this is a much better approach than before. There we go. 08, everybody screenshot and record this. This is looking like a pretty good landing. A little bit faster. Counteract that wind. Okay. Ooh. Don't worry, that's normal. The grass just makes it sound louder than it actually is. Full brakes. It's taking a while to slow on the grass. You see skids all over. Full brakes, struggling to stop actually. Okay, we overshot ever so slightly. If we come in at a little bit of a proper speed, a bit more, about 95. Yeah, we're a bit faster at 100. 95 would have been enough. I don't even think the Baron's rated for this airport. We'll have to check the runway length. Usually the Baron's, you know, I think it's 1,300 feet minimums. Landing lights off, strobes off, flaps are up, taxis are parking. Cow flaps open, transponder to standby. Should really be squawking VFR to 7000 on flight. Well, welcome to Compton Abbas, everybody. That's been a pretty impressive, two impressive approaches there, but the landing was a bit questionable. Especially when you try and manhandle the Baron with the yoke, it really responds just excellently. And look at that, where the circuits we came in, you know, the right hand downwind, missed the, we messed that one up. We had to do the go around. We did a left hand circuit. Typically you wouldn't do that. We just joined this. You would typically stick to one side unless you were joining the dead side. I don't know which it is because there's no ATC. Doesn't like there's any Barons here, multi-piston, so maybe it isn't rated. We'll park up, we'll get something to eat, and then we'll shut down and call it a day. Yeah, strong crosswind as well. Ah, there is one. There's a Baron just there at the end. Let's go and park next to him. Let's make ourselves feel at home. Not proper parking space. Shut down checklist. So engine shut down about 1000 RPM. Avionics off. Navigation panel lights, taxi lights off. Electrical switches, everything is off. Fuel damper, yes, we turned that off before landing. Very good animation on the thing. Alternators. Vent window, cabin door. Whew. What an incredible flight. It's not the end just yet, everybody. I want to watch that replay. Look at this airfield, though. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to do some more practice here. I'll do it in a smaller plane. I'll do it in the Piper or the Cessna. But in the Baron, I think we've handled that pretty well. What is it? I'm curious to know what the runway length is in this airport. It seems like it's too... it's a little bit too small for the airplane. Although, if it's on the game... disconnect from that. If it's on the game, it should be, you know, coming up as suitable if we can land here, if that makes sense. So let's do one quick replay. So toggle replay mode. We're gonna watch the first approach. We won't watch the go around, and then we'll watch the second approach. So there's that lag. Is it working? Nope. Yes. A little bit of freezing there. Wait for it to. Oh, great. Great. The game just crashed, so I think that'll be the end of the stream, everybody. Apologies about that. We were going to watch the replay, and then replay mode crashed the game. So everybody take care, and have a good night. I'll see you on the next one.